Hello guys and welcome to this new preview. The international break has come to an end and it's time to make sure our teams are prepared for game week 9. Now let's go ahead and jump into some team stats and players facts. Under Jurgen Klopp, Liverpool have lost 5 and won only 2 of their 9 Premier League matches at teams starting the day in the relegation zone. They have won none of their last 6 since a 6-0 win at Aston Villa in February 2016. Liverpool are unbeaten in 12 matches in all competitions against Huddersfield, winning 9 and drawing 3. They have not conceded in their last 7 fixtures against the Terriers. The Blues are one of only 2 sides against whom United have lost more matches in the Premier League than they have won, suffering 18 defeats. The other side is Brighton. Burnley have beaten the defending champion in each of their last 4 Premier League campaigns, having overcome Manchester United in 9-10, Man City in 14-15, Leicester City in 16-17 and Chelsea in 17-18. With victories in 4 out of 8 contests, no side have a better win rate against the title holders. 15% of the goals scored in Premier League matches between Everton and Crystal Palace have been penalties, with 7 out of 48. It is the joint highest percentage of any fixture in the competition with at least 40 goals, level with Arsenal vs Stoke. Ryan Sessegnon has scored a goal in each of his 4 matches for Fulham against Cardiff in all competitions. Sterling has been involved in 14 goals in his last 12 Premier League appearances at the Etihad Stadium. With 9 goals and 5 assists, he has scored in all 3 of his home league matches this season. Joselu has scored 2 of Newcastle's 3 Premier League goals at St James Park this season. Harry Kane has scored 7 goals in his last 7 Premier League meetings with West Ham and was on target twice at the London Stadium when Spurs triumphed 3-2 last season. No player has scored more Premier League away goals this season than Kane, with 4. Jamie Vardy has scored 6 goals in as many Premier League starts against Arsenal, including a brace at the Emirates Stadium on the opening day of the 17-18 season. Concerning clean sheets odds, this week Man City, Liverpool and Wolverhampton have the highest clean sheets odds. Feel free to check the rest of the odds for the other teams. Our top 4 players to watch are: Wilson. Bournemouth face off against Southampton in the South Coast Derby. Bournemouth have started the season very well with 5 wins, while Southampton have started poor with 5 losses. In their last 5 games, Bournemouth have scored 14 goals and Southampton conceded 11. Wilson has scored 3 goals and made 7 assists so far this season. He also has 9 shots on target and 11 attempted assists. Aguero. Manchester City welcome Burnley to the Etihad. Sergio Aguero has enjoyed many good games against the Clarets. In his last 5 games he has scored 6 times against them. Aguero has scored 5 goals and made 4 assists so far this season, plus 11 shots on target and 13 attempted assists. Lacazette. Arsenal faced Leicester at the Emirates. Last season the fixtures between these two ended 1-3 and 4-3. Arsenal are in fantastic form. They have won every game since they lost 3-2 to Chelsea in August. Leicester look to be quite inconsistent with a record of 4 wins and 4 losses. Lacazette has scored 4 goals and made 4 assists so far this season, plus 8 shots on target and 9 attempted assists. Robertson. Liverpool take on Huddersfield away this game week. In their previous 2 Premier League matches, Liverpool have won both 3-0. Robertson has 2 assists and 5 clean sheets so far this season, plus 13 attempted assists. Our budget picks for game week 9 are: Brooks for 5 mil. In good form, having scored in each of the past 2 game weeks despite not playing full 90 minutes, he attempted more shots on target 4 along the last 3 games than teammates Callum Wilson 3 and Ryan Fraser 0. Only Manchester City, with 13 goals, scored more at home than Bournemouth 10 so far. Opponents Southampton are struggling at the back, having conceded 10 goals in the last 4 game weeks. Murray for 6.6 mil. Brighton's current top scorer has scored more goals alone, 5, than all of his teammates combined, 4. Being Brighton's main source of goals so far, he has earned 6 bonus points as it stands. No other Brighton player has more. Upcoming 7 fixtures are favourable for Brighton, facing no side of last season's top 7 and including 3 games at home. Murphy for 4.8 mil. His tally of 4 shots on target in the last 5 game weeks is higher than any of his teammates. Cardiff have won both of their Premier League meetings against Fulham in 13-14. They're actually the only team Cardiff defeated more than once. Opponents Fulham conceded 11 goals away from home so far. No other team has conceded more. Our top 3 differentials are: our first differential this week is King, a good alternative to the highly owned Callum Wilson. He's playing up front this season and he scored 16 in the 16-17 season when he played in this role. Poor sides Southampton, Fulham and Newcastle are 3 of the next 4 games for a Bournemouth team who have scored 10 goals in the last 4 games. 5 shots on target in the last 5 games, the most for Bournemouth, and being on penalties are 2 more reasons to go with King for the next few game weeks. Schürrle, the German international, can be a great pick for managers this week. Away to Cardiff, who conceded 15 goals in 5 game weeks, plus games versus other teams with poor defensive records in the next few weeks, present a good opportunity to bag a few goals or assists. In the last 5 game weeks, Schürrle had 3 goals and 5 shots on target, 1 less than Mitrovic, plus 9 attempted assists, bettered only by Seri 10. This proves that he can make you very happy owners. Lastly, we have Sterling. He already has 4 goals and 2 assists. He started the last 6 games and he's staying on past 70 minutes unlike Aguero. Sterling seems the safest midfielder for City to escape Pep Guardiola's rotation. Sterling had a good week in Spain against whom he scored 2 goals. City play 3 out of the next 4 games at home. 2 of these games are versus Burnley and Southampton, where he has been involved in 13 goals in his last 12 games at the Etihad. While our captaincy picks for game week 9 are Kane, who's playing versus West Ham away, Sterling playing Burnley home, and Firmino playing Huddersfield away. Now let's finish up as usual with some frequently asked questions. Keep or sell Mane? If you still hold Mane, I presume it is because you were looking at the next 4 fixtures, in particular the matches against Huddersfield, Cardiff and Fulham. The unknown extent of his injury is the problem. FPL injury guru Ben Dinnery recently tweeted that since 2012 only 3 players have missed a Premier League game because of a broken thumb, all of which were goalkeepers. My advice will be to wait as late as possible for club's pre-match press conference. If there is no concrete evidence either way that he will play or not, then sell him. If he is fit to play, then I would keep and assist over the next 2 game weeks. Our poll shows that opinions are almost equally divided concerning Mane. Is this the right time to own 3 Liverpool players ahead of their run of favourable fixtures? If yes, who should we pick? Liverpool look like they have some favourable fixtures on paper. I don't think a triple up on Liverpool players is a bad idea. With Liverpool's front 3 looking out of form, my advice would be to choose one of their attacking options and double up on defense, as clean sheet returns look a lot more likely than a lot of goals scored. We obviously have doubts about which defenders are likely to start. In my opinion, Alisson, Robertson and Van Dijk look certain starters, with Lovren, Gomez, Arnold and even Matip fighting for the other 2 defensive options. If Alexander-Arnold plays, then he seems to be the one who could provide attacking returns as well as clean sheets. I think a double up on Liverpool is essential, and tripling up could really pay dividends. 36% of managers on our Twitter suggest that doubling up is enough, while 30% are up for tripling. Mendy was back versus Liverpool. Should we get him back in our FPL teams despite facing Spurs and Man United in the next 4 game weeks? This is a tricky one. Sure, City have a couple of tricky fixtures, but it wouldn't be a surprise to anyone if they kept out both Spurs and United. In addition to that, Mendy has already proven what a great attacking asset he is before he got in Pep's bad looks and was disciplined. The only slight doubt I have with Mendy is rotation. It looks like Guardiola doesn't fancy Mendy and Sané in the same team. Whilst Mendy was out, Sané started all 3 games, but they haven't started together in the Premier League this season. Will Sané now be benched with Mendy's return? My advice would be to get him if you don't have any other City defensive cover, but make sure you have a starting bench player just in case he's rotated for Sané. 62% voted to buying Mendy back on our poll. Keep or sell Mitrovic after 2 consecutive blanks. I think that now is not the time to sell back the Serb. He already has 5 goals to his name this season and sits joint top amongst forwards with the number of shots on target. He is averaging 4.4 shots per game, and judging by his performance in the international break, it doesn't seem that his 2 Premier League blanks have affected his confidence. As far as fixtures go, they couldn't ask for a nicer run of games than the next 3. Fulham have conceded the most goals in the Premier League this season, but Cardiff and Huddersfield sit just behind them, with both teams having conceded 17 goals in the opening 8 matches. I would keep for the next 3 and assess again after the Huddersfield game, as Fulham then have a run of tricky fixtures. 70% of managers chose keeping Mitrovic on our Twitter poll. Is it too late to bring Doherty? I don't think it's ever too late to get a player in. Maybe you have missed some big holes, but Wolves have shown how strong they are defensively, and Doherty has shown his attacking potential, so why should this suddenly stop? Even if he doesn't score again or add only a few assists, the bread and butter of every defender is getting clean sheets, and Wolves are more than capable of doing this. My advice for anybody would be to have at least one Wolves defensive asset in your squad, given how they have performed so far. Doherty is the best out of these options. 63% of our Twitter fans said that it's never too late to buy Doherty. Lacazette or Vardy? Another tricky decision. Judging on current form, then you would have to say Lacazette. Both players are natural goal scorers with very similar goal scoring threat. Lacazette has 4 goals from 19 shots, Vardy has 3 goals from 17 shots. Where their stats slightly differ is from an assisting perspective. Lacazette has 4 assists so far and has created 9 key passes. Vardy on the other hand has only produced 1 assist and created 3 key passes. Another thing to consider are the fixtures, which however look very similar in terms of difficulty. The final thing to consider is price. Currently Vardy is 0.6 mil cheaper than Lacazette, so that's a plus for Vardy. I think both players will score similar FPL points in the next 4 to 6 weeks. I know this doesn't give a definitive answer as it is too close to call, but if I had to make the decision myself, I would go with Lacazette. 60% of votes on our Twitter poll went to Laka, while only 20% went to Vardy. We have come to the end of this preview. Visit our Facebook, Twitter and website for daily tips and updates. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Thank you guys for watching and good luck in Game Week 9.